This year's American Patriot Award Recognition Banquet is our 20th annual event. On behalf of the Board of Directors of the Honolulu Navy League and all of our members, I thank you for attending, and I'm honored by your presence.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Hawaii pono'i, nanai komoi, na kawae pale, meikai.
May tonight encourage and propel all of us towards greater unity and purpose as together we do our part in protecting our people, our nation, and our American way of life. And it's in your holy name I pray. Amen.
It is my honor this evening to introduce our guest speaker, Admiral Sam Paparo. When he speaks, his unwavering and earnest dedication to his sailors and his country shine through like a beacon. He gives us all faith in our Navy and our country, and he gives our adversaries pause, which is what we need today. Please join me in welcoming Admiral Sam Paparo.
The Navy League of the United States and the Honolulu Council are the main thread of what makes the fabric of service in Hawaii so rich for sailors, Marines, Coast Guardsmen, and the Merchant Marine. Tonight, we recognize two American patriots and their devoted service to our community and our country. Gerry Majkut and Gerry Roughead. Our honorees this evening stand out for their contribution to this community and to our country. Gerry and Gerry have both had distinguished careers as leaders in the Pacific and beyond. And though they have followed different paths in life, they share several very admirable traits: innovative mindsets, a focus on the future, and confident leadership. And next, I'm honored to recognize former Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral Gerry Roughead, who demands that I call him Gerry. And having been a sailor under his charge multiple times, this may be my most difficult feat, but I'll give my very best. He envisioned a future with the importance of information warfare and reformed the Navy's headquarters to create a directorate focused on information dominance, a critical change that endures today and has charted the course for development of comprehensive naval information warfare capabilities. He adeptly balanced the needs of fighting the global war on terror while preparing the Navy for the threats just over the horizon. We have come a very long way due to Gerry's vision and leadership. Throughout his career, he has modeled what poise and resolute looks like. Like his predecessor at Pacific Fleet, Admiral Chester Nimitz, historian Craig Simmons described Nimitz's leadership with style using words that equally apply to Gerry. Always in control of himself, calm in any emergency, That self-assurance communicated itself to those around him and acted as a reassuring influence even in the most difficult times. After all, if the boss ain't worried, there's no reason for us to be worried. Gerry, you remain a reassuring influence in the most difficult times. I personally value your counsel so very much. It is indispensable to my own ability to command here in the Pacific, appreciating your insights and your perspectives. My thanks, my congratulations to you, and none of us do it alone, to your dear family, your wife Ellen, your daughter Elizabeth, and their shared commitment to your service.
Gerry and I served together some 30 years ago in U.S. Pacific Command. Gerry was the executive assistant, the EA to the SINC, and the commander, as we called him. I was the deputy commander and the chief of staff. He taught me how valuable an executive assistant can be to a four-star admiral. He was the consummate gentleman. He was both polite and helpful. They are not synonyms. Gerry was both. He was unflappable. I never saw him with a crisis that he didn't handle calmly and with attention.
My name is Steve Hadley. I was National Security Advisor for President George W. Bush during his second term as president. And it's an honor for me to be able to speak on behalf of Gerry Roughead as he receives the American Patriot Award. I can think of few Americans more worthy of this award than Gerry. While Gerry was serving in uniform, and particularly as Chief of Naval Operations, he had occasion to meet with the military leaders of the People's Republic of China. During those interactions, he encouraged the establishment of communication channels and protocols for deconfliction between the military services and particularly the navies of the two countries.
Hi, I'm Ron Daniels, president of Johns Hopkins University. I'm delighted to join the Honolulu Navy League to honor Gerry Roughead, a truly unparalleled leader and serviceman. I can think of no one more deserving of this award, a gifted, natural leader. Gerry is one of those singular people who rises to any task, drawing on his sage judgment, folksy wisdom, moral clarity, and dogged determination, always putting the needs of those he serves before his own. These qualities, along with Gerry's deep reservoirs of knowledge of military operations and policy, made him a perfect fit for the Board of Managers at Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory, where he has helped APL spearhead solutions to an array of complex scientific and national security challenges.
For a number of years, Gerry served on the military advisory group for the U.S. Institute of Peace, which is dedicated to avoiding, managing, and resolving violent conflict overseas. Gerry understood that the United States Institute of Peace had a mission that was a complement to the mission of our military, and the better it performed its mission, the more effective it could be to avoid the need to deploy our forces overseas and put our men and women in harm's way. A wonderful example of Gerry's continuing service to our country even after he completed his military career.
I have the opportunity at Gerry's invitation to visit the Naval Academy. And as I was there, I looked out and I saw the midshipmen coming and going, and I realized this was 26 years ago. Gerry was influencing the Seed Corps and the future of the Navy. And you stop and think about 26 years have passed. Those young midshipmen are now commanding ships. They are captains, they are second lieutenants, they are generals commanding regiments in the Marine Corps. What greater role model could the Navy have selected for midshipmen than Gerry? He has influenced 2 generations of Navy and Marine Corps officers.
Gerry was once asked, what defined the culture of the Navy? And he answered, it doesn't make any difference whose job it may be. If something has to get done, we get it done. Gerry, thank you for your service to Hopkins, our country, and the world beyond, and for always getting the job done. congratulations again on this so richly deserved honor.
Gerry, Ellen, if you're there, this is what you're missing when you're back on the mainland. And we wanted to give them this backdrop to remind them of what they're missing when they're back on the mainland and what they can look forward to when they come back here to visit. Congratulations, Gerry, to you and Ellen. What a rich, well-deserved honor. Congratulations. And truly, the Navy League has chosen a great American patriot. Best of luck.
To the Navy League, thank you so much for this honor. You know, my service in Hawaii, it's an understatement to say that it shaped my career and my life. Military and the business community have a relationship here in Hawaii, the likes of which I had not seen before and I have not seen since. In Hawaii, the civic leaders are so attuned to the needs of those who serve and their families. It was also here that during my time and subsequently in Washington, that I had the great good fortune of witnessing the premier example of patriotism, leadership, and statesmanship. And that was Senator Daniel Inouye. For me and for so many of us here and beyond, he is the epitome of a true hero, a patriot, and a statesman. But over the years, as those of us in uniform would agree, my consistent inspiration came from those with whom I served. Military and civilian who worked tirelessly, heroically, and selflessly to ensure a safe and prosperous America. And this award and this night is yours too. Thank you very much. In my time in uniform, I'd like nothing more than to spend time with my sailors and general journey with Marines too. I like Marines. And I always welcome the opportunity to meet and talk to the future, the Sea Cadets and Navy Junior ROTC that the Navy League supports so very well. I did hundreds of all hands calls and I took thousands of questions. But the most relevant question that I ever fielded was from a young man in Navy Junior ROTC. This young man very confidently asked me, he said, "Admiral, what are you going to do today that will make our Navy better?" That question echoes with me every day. And it's a daily question I think that we all need to ask ourselves about our Navy, our respective service, our company, our community, our state, and our republic. That's what all of us in this room owe the future. God bless the Navy League, those who serve. Thank you. Mahalo.
Gerry Majkut is the president of the Hawaii Dredging Construction Company and has over 40 years of experience as a general contractor and an active and engaged leader of the community. Gerry leads with humility and with a quiet confidence. He is a beloved mentor and a friend to many here this evening, much admired. Hawaii Dredging is indispensable to the security and the well-being of this island, with deep roots, a long history of construction projects that are essential to our national security and our national prosperity. Gerry, thanks, and as we say in the Navy, bravo Zulu.
My name is Tracy Lawson. I'm the president of Lawson & Associates and the founder of the Safety Intelligence Institute. I have known Gerry Majkut for almost 25 years. I had the pleasure of working with him at Fletcher Pacific when we became Dick Pacific. And Gerry was a mentor for me, and besides being my boss. And one of my favorite memories about Gerry is we were nominated for the Associated General Contractors National Award for Safety Excellence. And part of the review process, we had to go before a panel who asked us questions. And I remember I was an eager young safety director, and they asked us a question about a worker working by himself and some technical issue. And I jumped on the technical issue right away. And I'll never forget, because Gerry saved it for us, where he jumped in and said, hey, the other issue is we don't let workers work alone. From there, we won the national award, which was amazing. That's been a pinnacle moment for me in my whole career.
Aloha, my name's Mike Williamson. I had the pleasure of meeting Gerry Majkut back in 2010 in Yuma, Arizona. At the time, I was the officer in charge of construction for Marine Corps Installations West, and Gerry was a general contract project manager. And we were there to build the first ever Joint Strike Fighter hangar for the Marine Corps. And in a perfect world, an aircraft hangar of this type would take 24 months to build. Our world was anything but perfect. The design was changing as the program evolved, and we had a continuing resolution which delayed the start of the project by more than 6 months. When I met Gerry, we were faced with an impossible task: deliver the first operational hangar in less than 12 months. Without going into the details, Gerry and his team delivered the impossible. On the 20th of November 2011, the Commandant himself, along with Senator McCain and Governor Brewer, cut the ribbon and ushered in the most lethal aviation capability in Marine Corps history.
He's always caring about people, and of course he'd be the one who would look at it from the human perspective of, hey, we don't let people work alone. Always being caring about the community, the people he works with, and I think really mindful of setting an example of philanthropy and giving to the community in service and in mindset, and also helping establish the next generation of leaders for our industry. And I've always admired Gerry for that, and I'll always be thankful of the time that I got to work with him, and considering him a friend and definitely a mentor.
I had a front row seat and witnessed firsthand what Gerry brings to the table as a leader, a mentor, an innovator, and a team builder. For JSF, Gerry worked tirelessly behind the scenes, removing obstacles, recovering fumbles, and taking care of his crew while meeting the needs of our nation. Fast forward to today. As the CEO of Hawaiian Dredging, Hawaii's oldest and largest full-service construction company, he continues to serve our nation by building mission-critical facilities in both Guam and Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickok. Despite the operational demands and the day-to-day challenges of operating a 900-person construction company, he somehow finds the time to personally engage with multiple charities, including the Aloha United Way, March for Babies, and the American Heart Association, to improve the lives of others in need.
Congratulations on the American Patriots Award. Well deserved, and a job well done.
Gerry, in my eyes, you epitomize what it means to be an American patriot, and I want to thank you so much for the opportunity to speak on your behalf. Congratulations on your selection as a 2023 American Patriot Award winner.
I've had the privilege to be in the Navy League for the past several years and a board member for 6 of those years. And during those 6 years, I had an opportunity to be there with Admiral Mackey and with getting to know Carol and Jim. So it's a very special place. You know, for my first involvement in the Navy League, I found out just how special it was. And as Jane always says, we serve those that serve, and you see it up there behind me. We serve because you serve. And I wasn't quite sure what value I would bring to the Navy League when I joined, but when I saw how it tied in with the services and the business community and how they tried to do so much for the community, I was really impressed with that. The Navy League, as I saw with my involvement and continued involvement, makes a difference with all the event and the support for the armed services. One of the things I really wanted to point out tonight, though, is to thank the construction community for the support tonight. It's just really impressive what we're able to do in the construction community And it was nice to hear Gerry's words tonight and Admiral's words tonight recognizing the construction community. That was special. We build Hawaii and we care about the community and the environment. Hawaiian Dredging is part of the construction community, and I am proud to be part of the team at Hawaiian Dredging. I look forward to the future because I know with the people that are here tonight and what we've done in the past and what I see in the future, it's going to be a great future for the Hawaii community. Thank you. Mahalo. Aloha.
The awards presented tonight are made of teak, a tropical hardwood. Teak has long served as decking on ships because it is easy to work, resists the effects of heat, cold, water, and the stresses of the maritime environment. Like our awardees, it retains its great strength and grip regardless of conditions. The awards also include burled mango, which represents the beauty of our island home. The center of the awards is purple heartwood, representing the heartfelt and steadfast dedication of our awardees, our community, and our maritime services.
Your presence here tonight supports the Navy League mission to advocate, educate, and support, to serve those who serve and their families, and to develop tomorrow's leaders through our youth leadership programs. Thank you and all our great partners, sponsors, and supporters for supporting the Honolulu Navy League and making all we do possible and allowing the Honolulu Navy League to flourish and continue to serve those who serve.
This concludes tonight's American Patriot Award program, and we look forward to seeing you next year. Aloha.